We are ready for part 2 of our pop-up book, which is that we are going to be doing the cutting. So now you're going to need your scissors, and we'll be doing the cutting on each of the colored papers. Remember, we don't have anything to cut on the white pieces of paper. Okay, so I'll take my first one, whatever kind of shape you did on your first one. If you did a heart, remember, do not cut on the dotted lines. Only cut on the solid lines. Okay? And the reason why I've got the dotted lines going straight up and down here is because that's where we fold it, and that helps it to pop out properly. If the dotted lines are going at an angle, it won't pop out straight. It'll pop out to the side. Okay, I've cut to where the dotted lines are and I stop. And I've done the same thing on the other side. Okay, now where the dotted lines are, that's where I'm folding. Crease it and uncrease it. Okay, now I open the whole thing up, and the part of my crease that is going in here, I'm going to reverse it so that it's coming out. So these parts of my crease stay the same, they're going in, but this part of my crease is going to pop out. So I'm going to take my hand from behind and push it until it pops out and crease it the other way. So I'll show that again. Okay, I had it like this. I take my hand, push it from the other side, and pinch that crease the other way. Aha! Now my heart pops out. Alright, I'll set that one aside and do my next one, which was the building with 2-point perspective. Cut in on one side. Cut in on the other side. And then fold my crease. Unfold my crease. Open it all the way up. Okay, take my hand and push just the middle part from behind. And pinch it. Okay, now that crease is going the other way. Okay, next one. Okay, this one does not have a dotted line. I'm not creasing it anywhere to make it pop out. I'm just cutting out the whole thing. Okay, so now I've got this part, and I've got this colored paper that has a hole in it. And if you cut two things on one thing that's cut twice, once on either side, you also have symmetrical balance. You might remember that, symmetrical balance. Now, On my pop-up book, you might notice that I have this part here on the outside of my pop-up book. That was from this page on the inside where I had cut it off. I glued it to the outside. So if you want to save the inside piece that you cut off to glue on the outside later on, you can do that. If you don't want this piece, then you can throw it away in the end. Okay, so now I have my 3 pieces of colored paper that I have folded and cut. I am ready for step number 3, which is to create the drawings that go on the inside of my book. Okay, I'm going to start on the page with my heart. I just leave it flat because that's the easiest way to draw on paper, is when it's flat instead of when I have it popped up. And when I have the pop-up book complete, it's very hard to, when I have it all glued together, it's hard to draw on because it won't really lay flat as much. So I'm going to draw on it before I create the book. So for this part, you could use a marker, you may use a pencil, you may choose to use other colors if you have them there in front of you. Okay, it's up to you how you want to decorate your heart. In mine, I made it look like I had some stitching on it and it had wings. You could make it with an arrow through your heart. You could add other things around it. So it's up to you how you want to draw it. Or you can follow along with me as I'm drawing mine. I'm going to do it the same way that I had my other one. I'm going to add a heart that has some stitching on it and it has wings. So since there's a fold here and it's not, the heart is not all complete, I'm going to draw the edge of the heart on both sides. Then I'm going to go around and add the stitching. Now, of course, this is not real stitching with needle and thread. It's just how it would look if you were going to sew something and you're going up and down with your needle. Okay, now I'm going to add a wing on each side. I make a line that's diagonal up, curve, and diagonal down. Then I add some curved lines to show feathers coming in. Connect it. And add a few more lines that are curved. Okay, so that's a wing on one side. I can make my wing on the other side as well. Diagonal line up, curve, diagonal down, long curved lines for the wings, feathers, and more curved lines to show more feathers on it.